Hello and welcome to Community Business Matters. I am Joe Bachman, your host, and with me is
Carla Lenk from SCORE.
And Casey Rowe from Wisconsin Rapids Floral and Gifts.
Okay, so Casey, I'm happy you're here. Tell us a little about your business, how you got into it, any kind of backstory you'd like to give.
Okay. Well, Wisconsin Rapids Floral and Gifts is right there on 8th Street on the corner of 8th and Pepper, and we're across the street from Ace Hardware. We're a full-service flower shop. We have everything from fresh flowers to gift items, silk flowers. We do weddings, funerals, everyday occasions. We deliver, and we can have stuff, ready for pickup as well. We've been at this location it'll be 3 years in September. Before that, we were in Nakusa Floral and Gifts. Ever since I was in elementary school, my mom worked at the flower shop in Nakusa. And then as I got older, she ended up buying the business. And my dad wanted to retire from the paper mill, and he wasn't going to retire unless she sold the business. So at that time, I was living in Milwaukee, and I wanted to raise my daughter. I have daughters now, but I wanted to raise my daughter up here versus Milwaukee. So it gave me a great opportunity to bring my kids up here, and I bought the flower shop, and God had a bigger plan than I did when He gave me the opportunity to expand and move to Rapids, and that location has just been phenomenal. So Nakusa was always good to us. It always, was very nice. I always had customers from the Wisconsin Rapids area, but the majority of them never stepped foot in the store. Unlike here, there's a lot more walk-through traffic and such as well.
Well, I've been in the one in Nakusa, Casey, and I really thought you had much more space in this corner store.
In
than
Rapids,
you did
definitely.
back there. And I can only remember that it was a lot of green, a lot of plant-based type things. When I went into your store, I think about 6 months ago, I thought that, oh my Lord, you have such beautiful things there. You can see in the front here, wonderful things well done, very artistically done.
Thank you.
And I congratulate you on your talent and the things that you're doing here in Wisconsin Rapids.
Thank you very much. We're very blessed to do what we love.
Now, do you have a helper?
I have 5 employees.
Wow.
I couldn't do it by myself for sure. These ladies are amazing. One is full-time. There's a second one that's starting full-time this week, so hopefully she works out well. And then the other 4 ladies are part-time a couple of days a week. Mm-hmm. Everybody kind of has their specialty of what they do, but yeah, I definitely need
What
the
do you
help.
look for in a part-time person or a full-time person to work in your store? Do they have to have previous floral design capabilities?
It's nice, but it's not necessary. Suzanne, who works with me the full time, she does have an art degree, but she never worked in a flower shop before. But she is absolutely phenomenal, very artistic. My mom always said that when you're hiring somebody, if they sew, that's a good quality, because then they can put colors together well.
And they're patient.
Yeah, definitely. I do need people that are high energy, because when we have the wonderful holidays of Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, and whatnot, it gets pretty crazy busy. So we need high energy and just positive attitude, and we try to have a lot of fun. And like I said, we are blessed to do what we love, and that's why the ladies work there part-time, and Suzanne and I, because it's very nice. Yeah. So it's fun. I mean, we have a lot of sad times. We have a lot of frustrating times. We do funerals continuously, and so those are heartbreaking. But when we can cater to the family and make them specialty arrangements with fishing options or hunting, or if grandma loved butterflies or something, then we can make it more personal that way as well.
Sure. And what are some of the challenges that have come about through your experience so far?
Probably pretty much, the hiring thing is probably the most difficult. Just trying to find the right fit. We have a fantastic crew right now, but it has just been really, really good. I mean, it's everything from this last Valentine's Day, the Lions Club came and helped us out for delivering. I mean, the community is amazing. And everything from, the schools and such doing their fundraisers and having us help out with that. And there's always something going on. So thankfully, there isn't very many challenges and to have to deal with. So it's been good.
Good. And you spoke about your mother.
Yes.
So what lessons have you taken from her as a business owner?
Well, she taught me everything I know for the designing and stuff. She, taught me a lot too about ordering and inventory, because fresh flowers are perishable. So you don't want to way over order and you don't want to way under order. So it's, that's a little tricky, but I've been doing this now for 14 years. So pretty much have a good feel for it. The last 2.5 years have been different though.
Yeah.
But it's been going really well. She just taught me a lot to take a lot of notes and stuff over holidays. So just to remind yourself of what you had, what went well, what didn't go well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's wonderful. I really think that you have so many things. I would have to spend at least 6 hours.
There is a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I did mention to you before we started taping here that I had gone to a Floral and gift store further south, and that they had sold goblets, like 6 or 8 goblets that you could get for a wedding shower or birthday, whatever it was. And they also sold liquor. They did the baskets, like you have these different baskets, and then they would have maybe 2 flutes in there for champagne, and then a bottle of champagne. But they had to go through the city for a liquor license.
Right. I'll send people to Richard's. Zach's a great guy, so for that. But
another great local business.
Yes, right. So we can work together on that. But yes,
Okay.
right. We can always make things happen. So.
Well, it's interesting. Do you go to trade shows that eventually you see new ideas? Because everything changes.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I haven't really attended many of the trade shows. A lot of them are at odd times of the year. So having a couple of daughters it's hard to get away for a few days. But now I have a great crew, so maybe I will be able to escape for a little bit. But not so much. A lot of it comes through catalogs. A lot of it comes through, we're Teleflora and FTD.
Mm-hmm.
So with those wire services, we can send flowers anywhere. And with that too, the new ideas and the new designs, and we get a lot of information through them as well. And just with Pinterest and the internet, and brides are always bringing in new designs and new thoughts, and we will figure out how to make it. So.
Are you doing more silk flowers for weddings?
Not
now?
at all. No.
No.
Mm-mm. Might do 1 silk wedding a year. Otherwise, it's all fresh. Yeah. Absolutely.
Wonderful. And I noticed that I'm afraid to touch it.
No, it's pretty.
Okay.
When we have lots of wind chimes in the shop. A lot of them are memorial wind chimes, so they will have like a nice verse on them. One of the most popular is Angel's Wings. There's a lot too that are just everyday wind chimes, like about faith, family, and friends, or just encouragement type wind chimes. They're great gifts. For funerals, it used to always be fresh flowers and plants. And now it's a lot of keepsake items, including the wind chimes, the memorial stones, and just, a mix and match of things.
Sure.
I noticed that this is a plastic or fiberglass of some kind.
It's a metal.
Because I had bought some wind chimes that were wooden.
Okay.
Wooden up here. And then they had the, I don't know what you call this, the pet.
Sales, actually. Yep. Okay.
And that was wooden, and it's deteriorated.
Oh, did it?
So the actual casings were fine.
Okay.
but everything else is,
Oh, jeez.
you know, and then too, these were threads
The cord's okay.
and they deteriorate because they're out in the weather.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
And these are the Carson brand ones. I really like them. They have amazing sound. They're not very tingy. You know, they have a nice tone to
Well,
them.
we heard you when you came.
Yeah, I know. I know it. And with that too, they really do stand behind their product. I've been carrying them for probably over 7-8 years. And last year I had 2 that someone bought, and the words literally were like wiping off of them.
Oh, jeez.
So either they forgot to put the clear coat finish on it or whatnot, but Carson replaced it, no problem. You know, so it's a good company to work with, and definitely will always stand behind all my products. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So, about how long does it take to actually make something, say, like right there, or just generally speaking, you know, from start to finish, for Floral?
Yep. It kind of depends on a lot. Most days, it wouldn't probably take more than a good 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
Just all depending on such.
Sure.
I mean, we'll get orders from the computer, from people ordering on our website or through FTD or Teleflora, and it will be specific. So we'll have to look up the item, you know, and see what's all in it. Otherwise, we can just go in the cooler, grab a handful of flowers, and then design something too. So it kind of depends. Tough question.
These are all silk.
Yes. These
Yeah.
2 are silk. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm sure silk will take more or less time, or about the same.
Probably about the same, all depending on. Silk is nice because you can bend it and make it go the way you want
Yeah.
it to.
Yeah.
And sometimes flowers like sunflowers or Gerber daisies or certain lilies, their heads will bend a certain way, so you just have to position it different to make it sit the way you want it to.
When you have a recipe, more or less,
Exactly.
and you have these types of things that are the containers, do you have to get the recipe, make it look exactly like the catalog?
We try to make it as similar as possible, yes.
And how do you do that if you don't have the containers and receptacles for it?
Yep. Well, I do order a lot of the containers through Teleflora and
okay.
FTD. And I have quite a few other suppliers I get containers from too. Some are, you know, you always want different price points. So if you can make it look as similar, that's important. Sadly, online, the Teleflora and FTD, they can Photoshop things. So in the recipe, it might say 1.5 stems of Alstramarias or 1.5 stems of daisies. Well, you can't really take a half a stem and put it, but that's what they're making it be. And like all of their daisies are perfect, front forward, you know, and
So
so
got them in submission,
yes,
and yours aren't.
right. Ours are, you know, it's kind of how they're growing. So, but usually we can make it pretty close.
Cool. Can you tell us about the ceramics? You got some ceramics here, and
Yep.
you know I've been in the store, and there's a lot more than that.
There is, yes. All sorts of different knickknacks, and just little mementos, little gift items, everything from personalized to mom, grandma, sister, friend, to even, you know, guy stuff about fishing and hunting, you know, funny word plaques or like to brighten someone's day, make somebody smile. I have
Sure.
a lot of charms and just pocket charms and little ornaments and stuff.
Just butterflies.
And butterflies. I like butterflies, yes. So we tend to have quite a few of those. Yeah, everything. And then with the holidays, you know, there's Easter stuff. That's what these little critters are. I just ordered a bunch of Christmas stuff. I had a sales lady in today, and fall stuff. You know, so it's nice variety. I, you know, try to keep it new and fresh every year. With different things, but I like to keep everyday items in there too, because there's always birthdays or just because reasons
Sure.
for gifts.
And you'll have items for all holidays.
Yes.
I'm assuming even down to St. Patrick's Day.
We do
Halloween,
actually.
and-
I could have brought St. Patrick's Day dogs and stuff. They're super cute, but right. Yes, I try to get a variety of things in. So
Very
yeah.
cool. So you've been in the Wisconsin Rapids community for a couple of years now.
Yep, 3 in September.
So what is it about this community that you think separates itself from others? What do you like best about it?
I think the people are amazing. It's great that I have created many friendships and many bonds with people from just being in the shop. You know, I can go to the grocery store and be like, "Oh, that's the flower lady," you know, and it's a nice feeling. And just working with the schools, everybody is just friendly and kind, and generally so. They're willing to help out. You know, I mean, it's. We know we're a small community, and they're willing to help out. Yeah, I think. I had a lady that worked with me for 5 years, and she moved all over the country. Her and her husband did quite a bit, and she said that the Rapids, Nakusa area was the friendliest. And just that, just people are kind and friendly. So, yeah.
Well, I came from the Milwaukee area originally and moved all over the state of Wisconsin. And then I left. I lived here for 13 years, and then I took a job at UW Whitewater and lived in Fort Atkinson. And when I retired, I decided I'd come back here. This is where my children graduated from. They feel that this is home. Even though they don't live here, this is home, and so they're familiar with it.
Exactly.
And that's a great thing too, that people can call us and have us deliver stuff to mom, to grandma, when they don't live here anymore. And sometimes someone needs just a pick-me-up or anniversary flowers or birthday. So.
Now, when you work with Teleflora or TDS?
FTD, yep.
STD?
FTD?
FTD, okay. Acronyms.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm only familiar with some of the things that I receive, and it's like basically a recipe for what they have. And do you work in it the other way? Do you call in because you mentioned in different ways, but in a different perspective than I normally recognize, that you buy stuff from them?
I can buy, truly you can buy anything from them, even down to the fresh
like
flowers.
Amazon, huh?
Kind of, yeah. But generally, I only order their keepsake items, which are certain containers. Teleflora carries a Thomas Kincaid village piece every Christmas. So I have quite a few customers that collect those and have for the last 14 years I've been doing it. And I'm sure with my mom before that. So that's a keepsake item. There are some really beautiful vases that are coming out for springtime. I ordered those and such. I could technically order the flowers from them. They have their own farms, but that's like a once a week thing. Instead, the majority of my flowers come through Krieger's, and I get them 4 times a week. So
and you see the truck all over.
Yep. And so he comes 4 times a week, and then I also have Kohler Drum that can come twice a week. So that way I can get fresh flowers continuously throughout the week. And if there's a special request or a funeral comes up and I need something in particular, then I can order it and get it the next day. But for the other types of things, for Teleflora and FTD, it's a lot of people like to see what they're ordering. So that's the best way to send flowers across the state or across the country or even the world, because then you can pick out a picture and we can tell that florist that picture number, and then they can make it a similar. Wonderfully so, a lot of my customers that will call me will say, "We trust you, do it nice, we know you'll make it great. This is what I want to spend," and go with that. Which is great, because if the lilies are looking fantastic right now, or like currently we have a lot of tulips that are fun in spring, we like to use that. So
Very cool. Do you get a lot of customers that come in and buy your items and then create their own?
A handful.
Yeah.
Yep, I have a gentleman that comes in at least once a month, and he always orders a bunch of daisies. And he said he always likes them on his table at home. And so, yes, you can definitely come in and pick and choose, different stems of whatever you'd like and see how creative you can be. Yes.
Very cool. What is one of your favorite pieces in the store, just personally?
Oh.
May not be here, but
Right. Fresh floral pieces are probably one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Just because the colors and just the so many people like the fragrances. They're a nice touch. For gifty items, I would definitely have to say the wind chimes.
Yep.
I do like those a lot. I always, when customers walk in and they're looking at them, I always say, make them sing. That's the only way you're going to know,
Yep.
So I like the sounds of them. And right now I got a new supplier too. The stuff was too big to bring in, but the big metal flowers and the metal spinners for out in the yard.
Yeah.
So those are really neat. I'm excited about those. So yeah, the outdoor stuff right now too is super.
Why don't you talk about some of the things you brought in, Casey?
Yeah.
Okay, so that crystal cross there is a Teleflora keepsake item. So that is one of their main sympathy items. We can surround it with flowers. We can, in their catalog, they either suggest like all white flowers around it, makes it look super elegant, or a variety of colors, the pinks, the purples, and such. That way you have a nice floral piece, and then after the funeral and the visitation, the family has the cross to take home and have as a keepsake. The plaque as well, we have the garden stones that have the verses on them, and then we also have the garden stones that are just pretty or silly for in your yard.
Yeah.
Again, we can surround flowers with them, or they're just nice gift items the way they are. And then the silk floral arrangements, the little resin dogs, and then a little bunny rabbit Easter plaque.
Easter.
Yes. So, yeah.
And so your stock, I'm assuming, changes a lot.
It does.
So you can walk in the store today, and then maybe a month down the road, it's going to look totally different.
Yeah.
How do your employees keep up with that?
Well, currently, right now, in the work area, there is about 6 or 7 boxes the size of this table that have merchandise in them that got delivered on Thursday that we haven't gotten through yet. So I tend to go in little spurts of ordering. And like I said, I got new suppliers and they are just phenomenal. So we do get stuff in quite often. And then we try to get priced in on the floor as soon as we can. Yeah, the ladies just keep up. They just are awesome. So
Very cool.
yeah.
I would say, what inspires you, and just in general, as far as big ideas for the store in the future, or just how to run the business, anything like that?
Well, I will say it till I'm blue in the face that it's all God's. It's God's plan because He could take it away at any moment. I know this. So He has blessed me to be able to raise my daughters and give us a comfortable life. And He has beyond blessed me with great people to help me do it. So that inspires me, is just knowing that it's a job I love, and there's so many people out there that have jobs that they don't care for. And life is too long and life is too short not to do what you like. So that definitely inspires me, knowing that, I can provide for my girls and I'm having a good time doing it. I was lucky enough to purchase the lot next to me, so we were able to build a garage for storage, for parking for the work van too, so we don't have to scrape it for 9 months out of the year. And so that way too, the small storage area that we have in the main building, that can become another work area. Because when we get 4 or 5 of us ladies around that table, it gets a little clustered. So, so that's the next improvement is just finishing the landscaping around the garage and such.
Well, I think that might wrap it up.
I think so. The only
Think
thing
so?
that I would like to say, Joe,
Yes.
is I represent SCORE, which is in Wood County, as well as Portage, Adams, Clark, Juneau. I don't know. But we have 31 counties that we're responsible for, and 3 counties in western Michigan on the UP.
Yeah.
So those SCORE provides counseling for entrepreneurs and people who are in business. If they want help with IT, if they want help in human resources, whatever it is, we have the capacity in the state to be able to help.
Very cool.
If we don't have someone that is a specialist in HR, then we'll find somebody in the state that can help you, because it changes from year to year. Those state regulations change, as well as taxes and accounting and what kind of business do you want. You want to do an LLC or do you want to do a sole proprietorship? And what's the difference? And those kinds of questions I can answer.
Very cool.
But I do not know tax.
And where can someone go to find more information about that?
You can contact me.
Yep.
And I can find out who else, if I can't answer those questions. And I do a lot with agriculture sometimes, and then I'll go from there to somebody that's trying to do a business plan. A business plan is a business plan. There's only a few ways to go with that. When you do a business plan, you can do a formal one to just give you some direction in your business, or you can do a formal one to get funding out of an institution of some kind. And
Yes.
where do you go with that?
Exactly.
So I do have the people that can do those types of things, and would give that information. It's all free.
Awesome.
And we are under the Small Business Administration, so we have ties to the federal agencies.
Well, I hope our viewers and future entrepreneurs take advantage of that, as they should. And once again, the location in Wisconsin Rapids Flora Gifts?
Is on the corner of Pepper Avenue and 8th Street.
Awesome.
Yes.
So definitely check them out. I want to thank my guests, Carla, Casey. Thank you guys so much for being here. And we will see you on the next episode of Community Business Matters. Thank you.
Thank you.